Bruce Johnson, president and founder of BizScalers, and today I want to talk to you about the 3 keys to scaling your business now. Now this is kind of a good news, bad news kind of story, isn't it? The good news is that you want to scale your business, you want to grow it faster. That's probably why you're watching this video or listening to this podcast. The bad news is you're probably not scaling, you're probably not growing as fast as you like, which is why you're either watching this video or listening to this podcast. Well, the good news for you today is that I'm going to try to demystify the whole idea of scaling. If you've been frustrated or overwhelmed by the whole idea about scaling your business, I want to break it down as simply as possible. In fact, I'm going to give you a 3-step framework. 3 steps. In fact, it's as simple as D.A.D, Dad. If you can remember Dad, if you can remember your father, right, then you can remember what you need to do to scale your business. It's that simple. This is kind of the father framework of all frameworks for scaling your business. So this is the one. If you need to remember one, this is it. Just 3 things you need to do. Even better, I'm actually going to draw it for you, which is why we have the board out today. And I want to encourage you to actually, if you're watching this, take out a piece of paper and do this with me. If you're listening to it, take out a piece of paper and do it, unless of course you're driving, in which case don't do that now. But you'll be able to remember this. They're just 3 things. So I want you to do is just draw 3 circles, and you can do this, and it doesn't have to be pretty. If you want a pretty version, you can download it from my website, but you can do this easily anywhere, anytime, any place. Just 3 circles joining at the center. Can you do that? Absolutely. Now the first D is design. So you need to design your business to be able to scale. If your business isn't designed to scale, it can't scale, period. It always starts with a design. Now once you get the design right, the second thing you have to get right is you have to get the attraction right. So you need to attract. So you got to design your business to scale, you need to attract more people to scale. Can you do that? Absolutely, and you can remember that. And the third letter, the D over here, is you need to deliver. So you need to design your business to scale, attract more people to scale, and deliver your promises to scale. Again, if you can attract more people in, you need to do that to scale up. But if you can't deliver your promises on a consistent and predictable basis so that everyone is getting results and they're experiencing the joy of that on a consistent basis, of course, you cannot scale. So all 3 of these are critical, but they're really the only 3 keys that you have to think about and worry about. It's DAD, design, attract, deliver. You can remember that absolutely. Now, what does it mean to design? Well, 3s tend to work, so I'm going to give you 3 ideas. So in the design section, you need to get strategy right. You need to get your systems right. And innovation. Systems, strategy, and innovation. So if you don't have the right business model, for example, to scale, you can't scale. If you're still billing time and money, you're probably not going to be scaling fast. If you're a solopreneur and you're just trying to offer your services out there, you're probably not going to scale. If you're a SaaS company, got a higher probability. So you got to get the business model right first. But once you get the business model right and the strategy for how you're going to grow, the second thing is you have to get the systems right. Now I know a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, CEOs, founders hate systems. I don't care if you like or don't like systems. You cannot build a scalable business without systems. It's impossible. There is no such thing as a scalable business without systems. You just got to fall in love with it and create them throughout the whole of your organization. So then you got to get innovation right. So in innovation, what you need to do is you need to be thinking about what's the next new thing. That's a design question. Systems are a design question, innovation is a design system, strategy is a design system. If you don't get the innovation right, then your competitors are going to leapfrog in front of you, customers are going to get bored, you're going to get left in the dust. So from a design point, you have to be thinking about strategy, systems, and innovation all the time. Those are the 3 things you need to be thinking about to get the design right. Now when it comes to attraction, because you got the design right, and you can remember design, D, attraction, there are 3 things again. You need to get marketing right, you need to get sales right, you need to get talent right. So if you want to scale, you have to be able to attract an increasing number of people on a consistent, predictable basis. Basically, you have to create a marketing machine so that you'll know month in and month out how many qualified leads are coming into your business. Now, if you get the attraction you want, that's good, but that doesn't pay the bills. You have to have customers, so you need to be able to have some kind of sales conversion system that will consistently, predictably turn these ideal prospects into your customers, clients, members, patients, whatever nomenclature you use. And you have to do that in order to be able to scale up. And then thirdly, you've got to get the talent right, because as you're growing faster, you're going to need more people, but you're also going to need people at a higher level who are actually more capable. So if you want to be able to scale up, you need to be thinking about your marketing, sales, and talent on a consistent basis. Now, once you get the design right, and now you're attracting more people to scale, then the third area, the delivery part, comes into play. Now, when it comes to delivery, again, there are three things. This ultimately comes down to your leadership, management, and cash or finances. So in order to deliver your promises to scale, so you got a bunch of new people in, you got to deliver them, you need to be a great leader, building a great organization and team, but you also need to build a leadership team around you, so it's not just you leading the company, but a group of leaders are leading the company. And then ultimately, as you scale up, then you have the leaders of leaders of leaders of leaders. But if you don't get that right, the company itself will hold back and you can't deliver your promises to scale. But at the same time, you have to do the management part, because you're making promises. You need to deliver on those promises both internally and externally. And so you need the management processes in place internally to make sure that you're actually delivering, and the management processes externally. So not only do your operations have to be great, but your customer service has to be great. You need to make sure that whatever you're promising actually gets happening. That is all about operational excellence. That's a management thing. You got to get that one right. And then finally, you got to get cash right, because if you don't have cash, you die. In fact, one of the problems in scaling for a lot of companies is they're not paying attention to scale their cash, so they try to scale fast, and then they ultimately fail and go out of business because they didn't have the cash resources. They scaled too fast. So if you want to scale, you got to be paying attention to cash all the time. And those are the three things under delivery. So can you actually remember this? I think so. You can remember D.A.D. You can deliver, design, attract, and deliver. And you can probably remember these. I didn't make them fancy words because they're pretty easy. And you can at any point in time draw 3 circles, remember D.A.D. You can probably remember most of these already. And then what I want to encourage you to do if you want to scale up is take a look at this framework and then look at your company right now and say, okay, this month, do we need to focus more on design, attract, or deliver? Whichever one it is. And then if you say it's deliver, do I need to work more on leadership, management, or cash this month? And then pick that month. The next month, look at it again. Now you notice I didn't say what are you best at and focus in on that. I think that's one of the misbeliefs that happens in our industry, where people are telling you, don't worry about your weaknesses, just focus on your strengths. That's bad advice, because what normally takes businesses down, it's not their strengths, it's their weaknesses. So what I want to encourage you to do is you run with your strengths, but you're always shoring up your weaknesses. So I'd be looking at which one you want to focus in on to fix every single month. Pick one, and if you do that consistently, you get better and better at design, attract, and deliver. Now there is one blank I left in, and it's at the very center, and at the very center you need to put the word you, because you're at the center. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know that one of the things that I say all the time is that the good news, bad news about you is that you're both the primary driver of your company's success and its primary bottleneck. That no business can consistently perform at a level beyond the capacity of their senior leaders. So if your capacity is here, this is as good as your company's going to get. So the more that you grow you, then the more you grow the capacity of your company. So when you're looking at this, you need to be thinking about you and how do you grow you in each one of these 9 key areas of executive attention, because the better you get at each one of these, the better the whole company will be. So you now have a framework that you can use. There are only 3 keys to scaling any business: design, attract, deliver, D.A.D. You got that. So this week, go draw this out again without looking at anything. I bet you're going to get pretty close. Go back and fill out the parts you need to fill out, and then do it a couple more times until you really own it. And then every single month, every 30 days, pull this out and then, or redraw it because you have it in memory now, and look and say, which one of these do I need to work on this month? And for the next 30 days, make that better. Over time, this will get better and better and better, and you'll be going faster and faster and faster, and you'll start scaling, because the model's easy. It's as simple as D.A.D. Design, attract, deliver. So hopefully you found that helpful. If you did, I'd encourage you to pass this on to some other business owners and entrepreneurs that you know. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button and get notifications when we come out with new content. If you're listening to this on a podcast like iTunes or some other platform, encourage you to make sure you subscribe there as well. You don't want to miss out. Every week we're going to deliver great content to you, actionable content about how you can build a more scalable and profitable business. So until next time, to your accelerated success, Bruce out.